YouTubers, this is a free one I got. Somebody was moving and I went over and picked it up. And it came with a gas can with a little bit of gas in it. This does run. The lady said that they had a lawn service, but they're moving and they didn't need this anymore. So I have a friend who needs a mower, so I'm gonna go ahead and, service this and maybe get it to them. This is a Briggs & Stratton 300 series 4.5 on a 20-inch Weedeater deck. So I've had a couple of these. I will probably maybe redo the pull cord, change the oil, look at the spark plug and all, because that spark plug has been changed. That's a torch plug, Chinese one. So as you can see, it looks a lot better after power washing it. There was a bunch of, old grass stuck to the bottom of it. So let's just gonna check this out and just basic tune-up, basic maintenance, because it does run. So going over this, just looking it over. First thing let's do is we check the oil. It's maybe down, it's about halfway, but it looks good. Just need to add some. Yeah, it's one of these torch plugs. These are from China. So the fact that it's been changed means that somebody has washed out, has been doing something to this, so you're keeping after it, and the oil looked pretty good. So as long as this one's working, I'm just going to throw it back in. But if I need to change it, I have some used Champion RJ19 LMs to put in. So we'll just put that back in. And let's take a look at the air filter. This is good. I'll just oil this up and put it back. So somebody has been, just make sure this isn't dry rotted on the other side. Nope. So what you do with these is you just take any motor oil and kind of scrunch it up and put it back after you clean it out. Somebody had monkeyed around with this carburetor setup. They had this here was bent all the way forward, which is not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be close like that. And then if you want to change the idle, you can do this. It was fixed in a position, and if it's still not high enough, you can take some pliers and pull that out, pull it forward, so that it'll idle a little higher, because the spring will get weak over time. So gonna take this recoil off and going to give it some recoil work. I'm going to put a new cord in it because this one's fraying, and I'm going to paint it black, and put a new cord in it because this is starting to fray. And so plus this mower is 2004 or 2004 Weedeater, and it was made McRae, Georgia. So, and that plant is now closed. as of now, that I'm aware of. And so paint this up and put a new cord in. Coil. If you've already got the cord and just replacing it, if the cord's already in it, what you're going to do is pull it out as far as it goes. You want to stick something in here to keep the recoil from moving. Say a flathead screwdriver, something. Just don't. Yeah, usually the newer rigs you can. Sorry, you can just stick a screwdriver through this, and it'll catch. But you got it black. The top you can't do this in the older ones. So what you can do is take a screwdriver or whatever and stick it in there and pray that it doesn't move. Now what we're gonna do is gonna pull out the old cord. Okay. Cut it. Pull it through. I use number 4, and this is just the brand I use. It was the best deal at the time. Seems to be okay. So you're gonna take this and you're gonna measure it with this to make you get it the right size, and then we're gonna burn the ends. But you need to get the old cord out here, so you take some near nose pliers and you pull it out. Take our rope, sorry, then we're going to measure off, move this. Okay, it goes to there, so you're gonna make it a little bit longer, and we can always adjust. So we're gonna make it, maybe a half foot longer, so about there. We've got to burn these edges. Be the hardest part. So and eventually you get it. I had it just a little while ago. Yeah. Pull it through. Tie a knot at the end of it. I like to burn the knot a little bit too. Put it in. You need to do the handle now. So you just put this through using a mini pick. What I'm gonna do is kind of do that and kind of force it in. There. Now I got it. So you get that, then you just tie another knot up here. Everything should be connected and should be ready. We then pull the recoil, let the recoil pull the rope in slowly. I got the recoil drying off from the paint. What you do I'm going to service this foam filter. This is clean already. If it was dirty, you go clean it off with some dish soap and let it dry out in the sun before doing this. But what you do is you take any motor oil, and I've got a little bit left in here, and that's about more than what I need. You just lightly oil it. And that's all you need to do, because what the oil does is it attracts all the dust and dirt to the filter, so it filters it better. I was running this and it was missing every now and then. It could be old gas, but this mower has I think a date on it of 2007 maybe? Oh, no, wait. 2004 makes this thing 20 years old. I bet you that diaphragm has never been changed. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a new diaphragm, see if that makes a difference. I happen to have the part, diaphragm and gasket. This is aftermarket. I don't know which one, but it came with the kit. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. Okay, see here? Brake torque. And we've got a long bolt here. Now, this tank just slides off the intake, and then we've got the one linkage here. That simple. I will clean up all this as well. And whatever's here. I gotta take this breather off and stick it back on the block. Now we gotta get out these 5 perimeter, I think it's 5, yeah, 5 perimeter bolts, screws, and with a Phillips head. We got that plastic carburetor off. You got this in the gas tank here. This acts as the bowl to the carburetor. You got a lot of junk in there. So there's some carb spray. Diaphragm here. And this diaphragm that was on it doesn't look terrible. It's probably the junk that you saw that was in here. So I'll save that and I'll put a new one on. And what was that? I just lost the spring. I'll go find it. It's got to be around here somewhere. Okay, I found the spring. It was on the floor somewhere. It had sprung there. That goes here. That's what helps it pump. At least that's where I believe it goes. I haven't. And I'm gonna go ahead and clean some of this. And I did find another primer bowl I'll be putting on. Okay, here is the new diaphragm. So it goes, and these only go on one way. So I'm gonna set this down. I've got screws holding it in. So I'm gonna put this down carefully. start a couple of the bolts or screws. And put the other two in. Now you want to cinch these down in a cross pattern so that it goes down evenly, so that it doesn't develop any air leaks. And you don't want to tighten it down real tight all at once. Okay, that should be tight. Now we're going to put this back on. Putting the gas tank back on. Don't forget the breather. And put the one linkage in, as long as you can see it. My vision is going good. Yeah, like that. As you put it down, hook up the PVC, or breather, what do you want to call it? There. Now, putting our tank bolt.
Bolts. Ah. Yeah.
We're all synced down. Now I need to replace the primer. To get the old one out, well, I'm trying to save this one because it's somewhat still good. I'm gonna try to pry it out with a screwdriver, but I need better light. Here in the sunlight, there's these primers have these tangs on either side. You push them in. Or usually, yeah, this one's already toast anyway, so it's good that I'm replacing it. Okay, this one's got a hole in the primer. I can see it here, so just gonna yank it out. And get the retaining ring out. And out comes the what's left of the primer. It was already starting to crack, and this is the retainer. Sometimes you try to not damage these, so sometimes you have to reuse them. So we've got our new primer here. I'm gonna first clean off the area in there, and then I'll put it in. Let me just got a bug I needed to kill. So these tangs go here and here, and so there's a place for these snap into. So I'm gonna line those up, push it in, then take this is a 19 millimeter socket, you know, push it in till it snaps. And that's good. You can also use a flathead screwdriver to, to seat these retaining clips as well, but you run the risk of piercing the bulb. So now let's see if this primes. Look in there, right here. Go into the carburetor again. Apparently the spring that's supposed to be in the carburetor fell out. I have no idea where it went, so I just grabbed one from a identical carburetor I have here in the hord for parts. So it does prime now. So gonna primed it up. Let's give it a rip. That's a lot better than it was. Used to miss all the time. Probably was the diaphragm or that junk that was in there. Well, this will be the final look of this Weedeater I got for free. Well, it ended up being more than I expected. I put in a new pull cord. I painted the recoil. I put a new diaphragm in. I had to take a spring from the diaphragm carburetor spring from another carburetor I had because I lost it. It wouldn't stay in. Put a new primer in. Air filter was I serviced. I changed the spark plug, and actually I changed the coil to a different one that I had because it was having some, some random misfiring issues. I also lubricated all the wheels and wheel adjusters and sharpened the blade. And I topped off the oil. The oil was fine as far as its quality. So here's your final start. Let me get my third hand here. Prime for a good time.